What is Sputnik vaccine? In this video, we are going to discuss more data points regarding the Sputnik vaccine. A quick disclaimer regarding this video. This video is not medical advice. Please consult with your physician before taking the COVID vaccination. So what is Sputnik vaccine? Who should take Sputnik vaccine? Who should not take it? In other words, who are indicated for the vaccine and who are all contraindicated for the vaccine? What is the efficacy and what is the dose and what is the route of administration? And finally, what are the adverse effects of the Sputnik vaccine? Before understanding about the Sputnik vaccine, let us first know what a vaccine is. You take a pathogen and you kill it or you inactivate it using methods like heat, chemical and radiation, and you introduce it into the human body. Once it enters into the human body, it interacts with the immune system of the human body with various cells like T cells, macrophages, dendritic cells and B cells, and produce antibodies which are stored in the form of immune memory. Once a vaccinated person gets the actual pathogen from the environment, the antibodies will destroy the pathogen and will neutralize it. What are the different types of vaccines? There are three types of vaccines that are used so far. One is the live attenuated, and the second one is the killed vaccine, and the third one is the latest vaccine, the mRNA based vaccine. In live attenuated vaccine, the pathogen is weakened and the virulence factor is removed. In killed vaccine, the pathogen is directly killed, and in mRNA vaccine, only the mRNA of the pathogen is used. So now moving on to Sputnik vaccine. What is Sputnik vaccine? It is an adenovirus based vector vaccine that is first developed in Russia, which has been authorized in over 59 countries. So how does it work? The adenovirus is a harmless virus which causes the common flu. The RNA of the coronavirus, which specifically codes for the spike proteins or the surface proteins, is taken and is introduced into the adenovirus vector. Once it is introduced into this adenovirus vector, the adenovirus in turn produces the surface proteins which are expressed on the surface of the adenovirus, and this is made into a formulation and this is introduced into the human body in the form of an intramuscular injection. Once this is introduced into the human body, it triggers the immune system to produce antibodies, and the antibody titer must be boosted with the second booster dose, and sometimes with more clinical research and data which will be available in the future, a further booster dose may be given. But for time being, only two doses are given. One is the first dose and next one is the second dose, and the gap interval or the duration between the two doses is 3 to 4 weeks. So what is the efficacy of this Sputnik V vaccine? The efficacy is around 90%, meaning out of every 100 people who are vaccinated, 90 people are given protection against the disease, and about 10 people have a risk or a chance of developing the disease. Even if they develop the disease, the severity and the complications associated with the disease and the requirement for hospitalization, ICU beds, and mortality and morbidity are significantly decreased with the administration of any form of COVID vaccinations. You can wonder, why is there a difference in efficacy between the AstraZeneca Oxford formulation used in the Covishield vaccine and the Sputnik vaccine? Because both these vaccines are operating by the same mechanism of adenovirus vectors. It is because Sputnik vaccine uses two different adenovirus vectors, whereas in Covishield vaccine, it only uses one adenovirus vectors for both doses. Both these vaccines are given at 2 doses. However, the duration between Covishield vaccine has been increased. Initially, it was 4 weeks. Later, it was increased from 4 to 6 weeks. Now, it has been further revised to a duration of 2 to 3 months between the first dose and the second dose. That is why there is a difference between the efficacy. The efficacy of Covishield vaccine is around 70%, whereas the efficacy of Sputnik V vaccine is around 90%. So how is this vaccine stored? It has to be refrigerated at a temperature of 2 to 6 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, it gets denatured in room temperature quickly. So after it is taken out of the refrigeration, administration of vaccine must be done pretty quickly. A major advantage of the Sputnik V vaccine is the absence of blood clots that are associated with Covishield vaccine as well as Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So far, no such adverse reactions related to vaccines and blood clots pertaining to Sputnik V has been discovered so far. However, in Covishield vaccine, there is a very rare chance of that particular person developing blood clots. So this is an improvement as far as Covishield and Sputnik V both are compared. What are the adverse reactions associated with the Sputnik V vaccine? There is pain at the site of injection. There could be fever for a duration of 2 to 3 days, myalgia or generalized body pain, and flu-like symptoms. Apart from that, no other major symptoms have been associated with the Sputnik V vaccine, and if required, antipyretic drugs or fever relieving medications can be given if necessary under the supervised guidance of a physician. I hope you found this video useful and informative, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. The data given here are available, what is available at the time of recording, and in the future data may change.